Welcome to Make the Shift podcast. I'm Destiny Berman, a model marketer and a course launch strategist. After 15 years of leading large-scale marketing campaigns in Silicon Valley, I left my corporate life when I realized I had a deeper calling. Now I help teachers and entrepreneurs just like you make that life-changing shift from offline to online in order to create the business and life they've always wanted. This podcast will give you the roadmap and the inspiration you want and need to scale your life's work by launching digital courses and online schools. The world needs what you have to offer. It's time to make your specialty your destiny. Are you ready to make the shift? Let's go. Hello, and thanks for tuning in today. I am so excited to dive into this topic that I'm personally very passionate about: how to reinvent your career in the passion economy. So first off, let's start with a question. How would your life change if the way you earned your livelihood was no longer directly linked to your time? And if you're currently working in corporate, even if you're a high earner, or you're teaching weekly classes at the studio, or you're working one-on-one with clients, you might not even be able to imagine this possibility. But stick with me. I mentioned this in episode 2, and today I do want to go deeper and break down what the passion economy looks like and why the author, Adam Davidson, describes this as a new way for people to work, and how you can literally tap into these emerging times, this new model to reinvent your career and your life. So let's start with the definition of the passion economy. According to Mighty Networks, the passion economy is an economy built around creators with purpose, people who are powerfully motivated to start a brand, a business, a community, usually on digital platforms around a shared passion. And its main elements include the creator, a digital platform where you can now monetize, and the market. Now, one of the things I teach digital creators is to make sure that their offer solves a problem and that their offer, in this case, their course, their program, is meeting a need rather than a nice to have. Because people invest in needs. They invest in what will solve the struggles, the issues, the gaps that they are dealing with today in their life. So what problem does the passion economy solve for you? Well, as an employee or an offline business owner, a professional who's working one-on-one with clients, you're limited by, you're either tethered to a space or a location. It could be your office, it could be your local community, it could be your local area, your studio. You're also trading your time for money, because if you're not working and driving results, you're not earning. Your revenue or your income is capped because you only have a certain level. You have limits to your time, your energy, your resources. And you may or may not be doing your life's work right now. And if there is a deeper thread, a deeper calling that is asking you to look at this, to think about, how can I leverage what I know? How can I leverage my life experiences, my life-changing moments, all the professional trainings that I have developed, my skills that I have developed, the results that I've created in my life, or the results I've helped others create, the success that I've created in my own life? How can I leverage all of this and turn this into a digital resource, a digital asset that is working for me without it actively requiring my time? Now, within this model of the passion economy, I want to break down the difference between passive and leveraged income. So passive income is a popular term that gets thrown out. And I've also wrestled with this idea of passive income because it does require resources. It requires know-how to set things up. And then ongoingly, you still need to look at things. Even if sales are being made overnight, you still need to be looking and examining your marketing engine and paying attention to see where the market is going and evolving. So I've always struggled with this definition of passive income, and it's never really landed for me. Now, what I like to work with is this idea of the leveraged income. Now, my favorite definition of leveraged is use something to maximize advantage. And what I love about this concept of leveraged income as it connects with the passion economy is twofold. On the marketing end, you get to create content that allows you to build intimacy at scale and build relationships at scale so that when you're out in this massive World Wide Web, people get to know you while you sleep, and you're creating one piece of content that can be used in 3-5 different places. And there are different ways for people to get to you. So I love that because when it comes to you can teach on what you know, use that, turn that into leveraged content marketing. Then you're also taking what you know and turning this into a highly valuable leveraged digital asset, which is your course, your program. And something that we teach inside our community is how you take one course and extract that and have that fit into 2 or 3 different models and turn this into a powerful course offer stack. More on that later. My point is that within the passion economy, we're taking what we love and what we care about and how we want to change lives with other people because we have been impacted. We've been influenced by our own life-changing experience. And what we have devoted ourselves to is how we want to guide and help others in because this is what we believe. And it's really beautiful because now you can add a whole new revenue stream to your business if you're an existing offline business owner or you're working one-on-one. And especially if you're in business, you'll be surprised at how this digital offer can really feed your existing business today. And then if you're a professional who is in a more traditional path and you're looking at making the shift to becoming a part of the passion economy and creating out your own non-traditional path, you can start to take a look at what do I want to teach and what do I want to create and how can I turn this into a leveraged asset and a leveraged income stream for myself. Now, what I love about the passion economy is that it turns the traditional work model on its head. You get more freedom to work where you want, so location becomes a non-factor for you. You get to choose how you want to work and when you want to work because you're not tied to the time or to an hourly or even project rate as a consultant. You also get to choose who you want to work with. And with content out there that is well designed, you can attract your best fit clients, your best fit students. You have control in what you put out there to attract the kind of people you want to work with, period. It's not based on the company or even the local community because you can now market to a global community and there's a much bigger market that you can play in. And finally, you get to be creative. So when I started my business, I didn't exactly know when I made my shift that I was going to start to work with holistic entrepreneurs and spiritual entrepreneurs and leaders in the personal growth space. So it was very unique for me. I got to bring the innovation, the fast pace of tech, all a digital marketing experience, client service experience, growing revenue experience. Then I got to bring that and apply it to a community that I really believed in. And I remember when I first started sharing with my friends and my community what I was doing, one of the first responses was, how did you get into that? And who knew that you could help these incredible holistic teachers and spiritual teachers and wellness entrepreneurs create what you've been able to create together? So it's been a really fun and rewarding ride. And so you do get to define and invent literally for yourself the kind of work you are called to do. Because now, thanks to the reach of the internet and thanks to the model of the passion economy, and thanks to all the tools that are serving micro entrepreneurs between software and platforms and the size of the audiences that are online, all the way down to the advertising channels where you can advertise and build your email list for as little as $20 per day. That's a different episode. The point is that in the old days, if you were making videos, you had to invest with agencies to spend a lot of money. And now we live in this world of user-generated content. So we have these pathways and tools and technology that now allows us to get online, to get our life's work online, and to monetize with digital programs and offers. And I talk about this in one of my webinar trainings. But the sweet spot really lies in the 325 e-learning industry. It's expected to be a $325 billion industry by 2025. Then we have the creators economy, where more than 50 million people in the last 10 years have become creators. So the sweet spot really lies in between the two, where you don't only have to rely on advertising to generate revenue. And e-learning has become so widely accepted, all the way from simple how-to trainings on YouTube to higher education. And the sweet spot is as the teacher, as the educator, as the coach who has expertise in your field to teach others in, is creating and monetizing with digital offers. And the way I teach digital offers is it starts with the power of one. And by leveraging that, you can pull that into multiple different formats. And we'll talk about that in a different episode. So now I want to examine some common beliefs that often come up around this so that we can make what's unconscious conscious and so it doesn't get in the way. Number one is that building a business and a career around your passions requires you to courageously own your values and what you love. And there's so many people who want to build a career around their passions. But then when we start to look at it and we start to examine it, let's be honest. Do you have feelings around, am I really worthy of this? Do I really deserve this? And so I invite you to write down what comes up for you when you consider this. Do you believe that you deserve to have a career around your passions? And are you worthy of this? Second is to be honest with yourself. Is there any beliefs hovering beneath the surface on, is this too good to be true? I mean, is this real? And yet, if you look at so many examples of people who have built lucrative businesses aligned with their life within the passion economy, there are thousands, if not millions, of examples. Third, are you willing to embrace the unknown to get on your life path? When I made my shift, I came against my own self-doubt. I came against my fears. What if I left this high-paying job? What if I end up not making any money? What would my friends and my family think about me if I failed? And it was so public because now I have to launch my own website. And I didn't know exactly where I was going, what direction I was headed in. Know that it takes courage and trust to charter the unknown. It's why it's a less traditional known path, yes? And yet, what I've found is that if you're willing to embrace the unknown and you're willing to trust the deeper knowing within you and to trust the process, it will get revealed. And this isn't just about, oh, everything's going to be okay. This is a journey and this is a process. But if this has been calling to you, that's a signal you want to listen to. Because some people are so happy and so fulfilled working at companies. That's my husband. And there are some people who are great, who want to stay working in the one-on-one model. And that's great too. No one's saying you have to make the shift. But for those of you who have felt that calling, who have felt that prompting, and you're thinking to yourself, there's something here for me, then my invitation to you is to look at it, because there is a huge multi-billion opportunity and market that's calling out to you. And it's pretty incredible because technology has caught up, even just the speed of internet. Software tools have caught up. Access to content and new models getting created and defined every single day. So the time and the opportunity is here. Expect to grow and evolve because you cannot be a new you and you can't create new without making shifts. So there is only one takeaway today. Let it be this. The passion economy has been cracked wide open to you. And now it's your turn to turn to it if you're feeling that calling. So here's how you can take action today. If you're not already part of the passion economy, listen to episode 2, where I talk about getting clear and defining your unique specialty. This will help you get ideas for what you teach inside your next digital course. Number 2, examine the questions and the prompts that I was introducing earlier. What comes up for you when you consider building a business and a career around your passions? Do you feel that you deserve this? Do you believe the scenario to be your dreams or too good to be true? And number 3, are you willing to embrace the unknown to get on your path? And number 4, if you really sit with yourself, what is it you really want to be known for? So sit with these 4 questions and journal on them. You may be surprised at what it reveals to you and what shows up for you in this process. And if you want to go even deeper, check out my free masterclass, The 5 Shifts to Take Your Business from Offline to Online, and you'll see the link in the show notes below. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you make one shift at a time, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for joining me today. All the resources and action items mentioned in this episode can be found at destinyberman.com/podcast. To continue the conversation, join me in my Facebook group, The Skinny Launch Lab. And if you're loving this episode, do me a favor and share it with a friend. Until next week, your destiny awaits. Bye for now.